I was born and raised in the city of St. Louis on the west side, and of all my mother's children, I'm the darkest of the family. Some would say the black sheep by birth. Well, one night a gentleman was pumping gas into his automobile, and a man approached and shot and killed him. And 3 or 4 people described the person they saw commit the crime as a man who was like 5 feet 5, 5 feet 6 inches tall, medium to light skin. Well, I'm not 7 feet, but I'm never going to be light skinned. I'm about 5 feet 10 inches tall. There was nothing connecting me to the crime with the exception of witnesses, snitch witnesses, who came into court and they lied on me. And that's what sent me to prison. I was sentenced to life without parole for 50 years plus 25 years consecutive, which meant I had to spend 75 years in prison before I would have been eligible for parole. Here's what happened when they sent me to prison. They sent me to this place called MSP, Missouri State Penitentiary. Time magazine described this prison as the bloodiest 47 acres in America, and it was. It was a huge banner that we saw when we came through the door. It said, "Welcome to the Missouri State Penitentiary. Leave all your hopes, family, and dreams behind." That was the introduction into that place, and they meant that. It was a very violent, a very evil, a very hate-filled place, and there was attacks happening in this prison all the time. I remained in this prison from 1984 to 2008, and I began to write letters, hundreds and hundreds of letters to, heads of states, both in Canada, the U.S., to Europe. I wrote about 700 letters. I wrote Oprah Winfrey. I wrote the church, and no one would help me. I couldn't get help from anyone. And then I turned my thoughts toward God, and someone said, "Try Jesus." So I wrote him a letter, literally. These are the words I said: "Dear Jesus Christ, if you're real and you know all things, you and I know I'm innocent. If you help me get out of this place, not only would I serve you, but I'll tell the world about you. Sincerely yours, Darryl Burton." And I believe that, in the fact that I wrote that letter to Jesus Christ, it was something that was spiritually and emotionally releasing me from a prison that was condemning me physically to damnation. But there was some information about this story as the lawyers who took my case, investigators out of Centurion Ministry based in New Jersey, they found that there was some undisclosed information, like a woman who had told the police the day of the crime that "you have the wrong man. That's not the man who committed the crime. That man is too dark." Well, they hid that information, and they never revealed that to the courts. And that's what was able to bring me back into society, the fact that there was some information that showed that I could never be a light-skinned man because I am so dark. God forgiveness plays a crucial role in our religious faith tradition. For other faiths may practice forgiveness as well. But for Christians, we have 2 principles that I believe we live by. One is love, and the other is forgiveness. We are required to forgive those who offend us.